Alright, good morning everybody. My name is Callie and I have a super fun activity for you guys today in theme of arts and crafts. And due to this week's theme being out of this world, we will be painting the planets with balloons. So these is what the end result will look like. As you can see, I did Earth, Mars, and Saturn, so those will be the ones I will show you today. But there's only a few things that you need for this. You will need something to hold your paint to be able to stamp your balloon. So here I have two styrofoam plates, but you can use anything you would like. You will need your balloons, obviously. Some paint of your choice. And then paintbrushes, just to kind of mix around the paint. You don't exactly need to use these for the paper, but you will need to use these to mix colors on your paper plate. But we can jump right in. So basically, the first thing that you want to do is you just want to start mixing your colors. So let's say we do Earth first, since that is the first one on this paper. So for Earth, obviously I did blue and I did green. Blue for the water, green for the land. And something that might be helpful if you don't want to do these three planets is if you know the colors of the planets at the top of your head. Obviously you can just go by the colors that way. Otherwise you can easily look up a photo of the planets and kind of get an idea of what colors you want to do or what planets you would like to create. So, like I said, for Earth, we are going to be doing blue and green. So I'm just going to take out a blue and a green. First thing we will do is we'll blow up a balloon first. Just kind of get that ready. Alright, so I'm not blowing it up that big. It's about the size of my head. Kind of depends on the size of paper that you have. I'm doing them a little bit smaller, but say you want to do them a little bit larger, you could obviously blow up your balloon a little bit bigger if you would like. But so we have our balloon ready, so that is kind of our paintbrush. But I will lead you guys down and show you what I'm doing here. So I'm just going to take our blue. And you want to squirt out a good amount of paint because you do want it to be a little bit thicker. Another cool thing about this activity is it creates a really cool kind of texture when they dry, but it does take a while for them to dry. I waited about 12 hours for mine to dry, and they are completely dry, so as long as you are able to be patient. Alright, so now that I have my blue spread out, all I'm going to do is add some dots of green. Don't want to add too much, but you want to add enough that it will show. I'm going to be taking a smaller brush and just kind of moving it around, giving it some texture, but also swirling it around in the blue creates a more natural look. Okay, so I'll show you what I have here today. So that is what I have on the plate. So it kind of looks like Earth, kind of doesn't look like Earth, but you know what I'm going for. So we're going to take our balloon and we're just going to stamp right into the paint. So this is what it comes out to look like on your balloon. and then you're just going to take your paper and you're going to stamp it down. I kind of roll mine in a circle in attempts to kind of execute a circle shape, but that is the result. And then what I did on some of mine, just because I thought it looked a little nicer, is I did take my paintbrush and kind of clean up any ends that weren't connected, or if it was really not a circular shape, you can always go back and fix that. But you can also just leave it as it is. But here I can show you what I mean. I just went around and touched up the edges. Not too much, but enough. But so now we will be setting that onto the side. And the next one that I will be doing is Mars. So I'm just going to take another balloon and blow it up. If you would like, you can use the same balloon. I'm choosing just to use different balloons as it's a little bit easier unless you want to clean the balloon in between. So again, I'm not blowing it up too big, but enough. So for Mars, the colors that you want to go with are kind of red and orange. That's what I did when I was practicing. I am kind of out of orange paint, but what we will do is we will just use our red, and then we'll use some yellow, and we can kind of use our red to make some orange. Alright, so because I want to create that orange look, I am going to put down a good amount of red first. And you want to put down this much because you want to be able to spread it out enough for the balloon to be able to reach it. So as you can see, I left this dot here, and then I'm just going to kind of spread it out around everywhere. Alright, and then because I want to add in that orange, I am just going to take yellow and kind of dot around how I did for Earth. But instead of leaving it, I'm just going to take that same paintbrush and kind of force it together. Alright, so now we created this orange and reddish look. So all we are going to do for that is we're going to take our balloon, stamp into our red paint, and then we will move on. You just want to press into your paint. It's almost like you're stamping. So as you can see at the bottom here, this is what it looks like. And then you take your paper. I'm using the same one. If you want to do it on different pieces of paper, you can do that as well. And then I do that circular motion and lift up. So this one actually created a really good circle. I am, just like how I said before, just go around and kind of clean up an edge if it needs it, but otherwise it looks good. So I would say that this next one for Saturn is a little bit on the more difficult side, but it is definitely doable. So for that, you will need another balloon, or you can clean off your balloon, and then you will need pinks and purples for your colors. So I am going to be using the same plate that I was using before, just because I didn't bring a third one with me, but it is easier if you do either clean your surface after each planet or if it's a new one. Okay, so again, I blew it up, but not that big. And then for this one, I'm going to take out a few different colors. So I'm going to take out, I have a very, very light pink, and then I have a purple and a magenta. So for this, I'm going to actually start with the base. And you want to put down a bunch of pink. I don't have the most pink left, but we will work with what we got. As I've been doing, take a paintbrush, kind of move it around. And for the photos that I looked up of Saturn, basically they were all pinkish purple colors, and the purple and darker pink kind of more come in as like stripes on the planet, which is a really cool effect. So basically what I'm gonna do is, so I created our little outline with pink, and then on the opposite end of our paper, I'm just going to put a dot of magenta and then a dot of purple. And then I'm going to take some different paintbrushes. So the first one I'm going to dip into the magenta first. And I'm just going to kind of run a line across the dot I just created, which creates a really cool effect. And you obviously want this to show up when you are stamping, so we won't be really mixing this one around much. We'll just be kind of leaving it. So, and then so right now it's just a dot with lines. Then I'm going to dip into my purple and do the same. Alright, so this is what it looks like. As you can see, it's just a pink dot with some stripes, and we will just be dipping that into our balloon. Kind of want to push down, try not to run into any other paint. Alright, then it creates this really cool look on the balloon, and then you just want to stamp that down. Alright, so that is finished. I'll show you what that looks like. That one actually created a really good circle, so I am just going to leave it. But the last part that you want to do for Mars, or for, not Mars, for Saturn, you do want to create its ring. So when I was practicing, I did a kind of darkish pinkish color ring. Basically what I'm doing is just mixing the magenta and the purple I had from before, and that's what we will be using. So to create the ring, all you want to do is you want to start from one side and kind of loop around to the other. So I will show you what it looks like finished. And then the last thing that I do on the ring is I just kind of thicken up the outer edge as it creates kind of a more clean look. If you did want to wait for this to dry, it might be a little bit easier to cover, but if you use enough paint, it covers pretty well as it adds to the texture of the planet, as I said, which is really cool before. But this is what your end result looks like. So as I said before, you obviously can pick and choose what planets you would like to do. I only chose these 3 today, and it went a little bit faster for me as I did practice beforehand. But then you can go back if you want, and you can label. So my pencil is out of lead. But if you do have a pen, you obviously can go back and label these. So I will just label this Earth, Mars, and Saturn. But super fun and super easy, and also a great idea that I did think of after this. If you do have black paper, I think it would look really cool printing onto black, and then it would kind of look more galaxy, and you could add white dots all around if you wanted. That would create a really cool and space look. But this is super easy as well, and it's super fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed this activity. I had a lot of fun. I hope you had a lot of fun watching. I will drop a picture of my final results in the comments below, as well as a list of everything you guys need for this activity to help you guys out. But I hope you guys had fun watching, and I hope you guys have a great day.